Have you ever felt like your world and another might have brushed against each other just for a fleeting moment? What if a simple phone call could connect you to someone from a different reality? In today's story, we explore an eerie account of an ordinary man whose life took an extraordinary turn, all because of one peculiar call. By the end of this tale, you might find yourself questioning how thin the veil between worlds truly is. Welcome to Echoes in the Dark. It was a mild spring afternoon, the kind of day when the air smelled of freshly bloomed flowers and the breeze carried whispers of tranquility. David, a 32-year-old graphic designer, was in his small apartment, sipping coffee while working on a project. His phone buzzed, jolting him out of his concentration. The screen displayed a bizarre number, an impossibly long string of digits that didn't seem to belong to any known phone system. Thinking it might be a scam or mistake, he hesitated before answering. "Hello?" he said cautiously. On the other end was a soft, almost melodic voice of a woman. "Hi, I'm so sorry, but I'll be a little late. I'm stuck in traffic, but don't worry, I'll be there soon." She sounded cheerful, though slightly out of breath. David frowned. "I think you've got the wrong number. I'm not expecting anyone." There was a pause. "Oh, wait, is this David?" she asked, sounding genuinely puzzled. "Yes, but I think you've mistaken me for someone else. I don't know you." What followed was an odd exchange. The woman, who introduced herself as Claire, apologized profusely for the mix-up. But as they spoke, a strange sense of familiarity crept into the conversation. They laughed about the coincidence, and Claire admitted she felt oddly drawn to continue the conversation. So did David. The two began talking daily. Each call seemed to stretch longer, their shared laughter and the uncanny similarities between their lives making them feel like old friends. Claire loved photography and had a cat named Luna. David loved painting and had a dog named Astro. They joked about their shared love for bad 80s movies and argued over whether coffee or tea was superior. But amidst their lighthearted talks, there were unsettling inconsistencies. Claire described her city as bustling, with vibrant markets and new skyscrapers, while David's city was quieter, with older architecture. She'd mention events or places David had never heard of, even though they supposedly lived in the same area. They chalked it up to differences in perspective, until the day they decided to meet. They agreed to meet at a central plaza that was walking distance for both of them. Claire suggested 3 p.m. on a Sunday. David arrived early, standing under a large clock in the square. The day was cloudy, casting an eerie gray light over the empty space. But as the minutes ticked by, there was no sign of Claire. Impatiently, he called her. She picked up almost immediately. "Where are you?" she asked, her voice laced with concern. "I'm standing under the clock in the middle of the plaza. Where are you?" "I'm here too," she said, confusion dripping from her tone. "There are kids playing near the fountain, and there's a vendor selling ice cream. Can't you see me?" David's stomach twisted. He looked around. The plaza was deserted. There were no children, no vendors, no fountain. "Claire, there's no one here. The plaza is empty." For a moment, silence hung heavy between them. Then, faintly, David began hearing sounds through the phone: children laughing, footsteps, the distant melody of a street musician. It was as though Claire's world existed parallel to his, just out of reach. "David," Claire's voice wavered, "I don't think we're in the same place." The realization sent chills down his spine. They both began recounting their surroundings in detail. For David, the sky was a dull gray, and the streets felt unnaturally silent. For Claire, it was sunny, bustling, and alive. They described the plaza in the same way, yet it was as if they were seeing two completely different versions of it. Panic seeped into their voices. "What is happening?" Claire whispered. "How can this be possible?" "I don't know," David replied, gripping his phone tighter. "But it's like we're in two different realities." Before they could make sense of it, the connection grew distorted. The sounds of Claire's world were replaced by static, and her voice began to fade. "David, don't hang up," she cried. "Please don't." And then the line went dead. David redialed the number frantically, his hands trembling. But this time, the number didn't exist. He tried again and again, but it was as if Claire had vanished. He searched online, scoured forums, and even reached out to his phone provider, but there was no record of such a number ever calling him. Weeks passed, but David couldn't shake the feeling of loss. He spent hours at the plaza, hoping for some sign of Claire, but the calls never returned. Was she real? Had they truly connected across dimensions? Or was it all a figment of his imagination? This story leaves us with haunting questions. If David and Claire were from different realities, how did their connection occur? Was it a glitch in the fabric of the universe, a rare and unexplainable event? Or perhaps, in some way, they were destined to find each other, even if only briefly. David's tale reminds us of how fragile our perception of reality can be. Could there be other versions of ourselves living lives just out of reach? And if so, how thin is the veil separating us from them? What do you think happened? Do you believe in the possibility of parallel realities, or was it all a strange coincidence? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and if you've ever experienced something similar, we'd love to hear your story. If this tale intrigues you, don't forget to like the video, subscribe for more mysteries, and hit that notification bell to stay updated. Who knows? Our next story might just make you question the world around you.